Welcome to Post Game on the Pitch, and today I've got two special guests. We have Owen Murray and Marco
Lizarraga.
Say it again.
Lizarraga.
Okay, and they both represent Area Sports Network. So they're going to do their own podcast over there, but I thought it'd be good just to have a little conversation. Guys, we saw the 4-0 win today. Some quick takeaways. I'll start with you.
Well, quick takeaways, the team responded very well after the disallowed goal there by Pumas. Up to that point, Pumas was playing very well. They were, creating the better chances, but once that disallowed goal happened, the team started, growing into the game. And once they found that first goal, thanks to Albert Rusnák, things were able to flow better from there.
Now, when you've been here before, what changed? Something changed after that goal, you know what I mean?
It's attitude. Attitude is what changed in this team. You see guys like Paul Rothrock, guys like, Alex Roldan didn't have a great start to the season, right? And now you see him going up against guys like Chino, and he's just shutting him down. You see guys like Christian Roldan just putting him on the ground, and it's the attitude, it's the physicality that this team has now that it didn't in games at the start of the season.
And why did that show up now? Was it because just the timing, organic? What was it, stayed, or this was just a maturation of the team itself?
We talk about what this team can do in knockout competition. How they've been there, they've done that, they know what games like this mean. But I think it's credit to this team because we know now that they can get up for just any game, right? That's the next step. You have to be able to get up for a regular season game against Real Salt Lake. You have to be able to get up for maybe an Open Cup early round game against a USL team. That is the step that this team, I think, is ready to take now that it didn't have before. It can get up for games in a way that it didn't.
All right, so let's hear from Brian Smetzer and some of the players from the post game.
The coach's interview in here, and he said that he wanted to compete in every game, every competition, and I appreciate that. I want my team to do the same. I love the fact that we were able to match and be physical at times, at the same time retain our composure, because that's important. Because when you lose composure or you lose that physicality, it's not good for your team. So for me, again, one of the things I'm most proud of, again, I'll say it again, Jordan sticking up for himself. And again, when Andrew Thomas got hit, Jackson coming and saying, hey, bueno, all of those little things were important in the results.
Of being physical and yet keeping your composure and being focused on the game. Can you just talk about that? And obviously, that play where you get fouled and then the penalty kick kind of exemplifies that. Do you mind just kind of going over that?
Yeah, I think obviously it was a chippy game, physical game. Like you said, you have to find the right balance. You have to not let them bully you and kind of give it back in certain ways, but not let that become the whole game and stay focused. And, I think we found a good balance of that. I liked how we were all kind of supporting each other. And, they're a physical team. They made it tough at moments, but I thought we persevered through that well. We're physical in our own right, and I thought we kept our heads well tonight too. So it's obviously a really good performance.
Any chance you lobby to take more penalty kicks?
Yeah, I'm confident in taking PKs. I know we have a lot of good PK takers on the team, but if it ever comes down to me needing to take one again, I'm confident to take one.
Any doubt in your mind that you were taking that one though?
No, that was really, especially when I knew how it was off. So it was not a ton of pressure on that one, to be honest, but I'm glad I was able to bury it.
But was there an element of, you'd taken a pretty hard foul, it had been a pretty physical game. Was there a part of wanting, you say there was no pressure on it, but I have to imagine there was a message at the same time to send.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely wanted to score to kind of put the punctuation mark on the game. I didn't obviously appreciate or like the foul that happened at that time of the game when it's 3-0, and I think it was a pretty dangerous play, so obviously I let him know that, and so to kind of not get revenge, but in a sense, make up for that foul a little bit and put my stamp on the game a little bit more, and like I said, put next to the punctuation mark on the game and just kind of end it. Put a stamp. 4-0 is obviously a statement, so Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to impact the result of the game, but I definitely wanted to score to kind of put a stamp on the end of the game.
I think as far as performances go this year so far, it was one of our most complete performances, I thought. I think we started off the game a little rough. Credit to Pumas, they came out really strong early in the game, and we were kind of losing the physicality battle. They had a couple chances, and then we got our hold on the game. I think especially after the first goal, we really settled into the game more, and then I loved how we kept pushing it 3-0. Guys kept working really hard, pressing really hard. We changed our shape a little bit, which I think helped at the end there too, to control the final couple minutes. But yeah, across the board, clean sheet, a couple guys got on the score sheet. So overall, great game for the team.
Look beyond the
There were some real challenges today, you know. Hostile crowd at some moments too. I know coming out there, I was hearing a lot of Pumas chants as well. But it was fun. I think a lot of the guys enjoyed the rise in the atmosphere. It did feel more like a proper playoff game, like do or die game, and those are such fun games to play into. But yeah, credit to the guys for coming together in some of those moments. I think the goal they had offsides, we all took that moment as a time to fix little things, fix little relationships. I noticed a number of guys all talking to each other. I was like, okay, let's get ourselves together here and figure this out.
My name is Gould, making sure that I'm ready. And Fry's the starter. Fry's a phenomenal keeper, and so any game that I get to play is gravy. And I've lent on his experience in these games. I mean, I remember the final, obviously, and at the final whistle, sprinting to him, and so to get the opportunity to play in this one was a lot of fun.
What did the game feel like today? It seemed like Pumas was kind of obligated to do a lot of mid-range shots, but did you feel like that was the case, or did you feel like they were able to come in a lot earlier during the game, or how did you feel like that played out?
It was definitely pretty hectic. I mean, they had a couple shots from distance to start the game. I thought our defenders did a good job keeping them out of the box. They, missed the cutback 20-something minutes in probably. That was their best chance by far. And take that out. I think defensively we're pretty solid. I don't think any of the saves that to make it pretty hard. Like you said, shooting from distance, and people following things in. And, felt pretty secure, honestly.
All right, so we're back, and Marco, Owen talked about this team is now like all great teams, good teams are that they, at any occasion they rise up to that. Is that a fair assessment that that's where this team is now?
I believe so. These kinds of tournaments, they really build resilience. Every game is going to be different in a knockout tournament. So you can take this game as a learning experience from the team. That even when things don't start in the best way, you can always bounce back and do that.
Yeah, technically, what did you all see as we close up here? Technically, we talked physically, but technically, what did you see in terms of them growing in this game?
Well, I think first and foremost, breaking Pumas' press, which was working early on in the game. Once the team figured out how to get out of that press and started getting a little bit more possession in the attacking half, I think that's when we started seeing more positive results.
Oh, and you've played soccer at many different levels. What did you see in terms of defending and then the finishing?
Well, actually, so I think the number one thing that I noticed from up there was that the speed of this game was different. You remember the LA game, and you kind of get the time to play through midfield, and you get the time in the back. They didn't have that really in this game. Marco talked about the press. Marco talked about, how they're able to break that, but kind of the key to that and the key to adjusting the speed of the game is that once you get that, once you're up to tempo, you're able to defend at a pace and attack at a pace that allows you to get ahead of the other team. Because, you feel like games, it's like when you sub into a game and you're feeling way behind. I know you feel that feeling. The Sounders could have felt like that from the very beginning, and they could have drowned. We saw it happen in other games. We've seen it happen in lots of games, but they didn't drown today. And I think that's what's most important.
Very well said, because that's exactly the point in terms of, you said, the maturation, and then in terms of them understanding they can take their game to another level. So Well done, fellas. Appreciate you having again, Marco, and then Owen Murray of Area Sports Network. You know, I keep going to Arena Sports. Used to be. Did you play the indoor? So okay, that is not who they are. There with Area Sports, guys. Thanks for joining. You know, CascadiaSports.net, and you guys are gonna do your own podcast over there. Where can they find it?
Oh yeah, on Instagram at Area Sportsnet, at House of Sounders, Twitter. Thanks so much, everybody. Maz, thank you so much.
Always. Marco, last words. Thank you for having.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. All right, so we're done. And as I said, they told you where to find them. Thanks again for all that are watching and listening. For CascadiaSports.net, I'm Vida Mara.